Good morning, everyone. We have a great day of work ahead of us. I know we have a
So
long
this
day ahead
project
of us, but
came
we can do
about
it.
after it was introduced
Justin?
by you about what the five C's were. And so I guess individually my group, which was me, Daniel, Aldo, and Francisco, we all collectively thought of some kind of commitment, kind of just idea. And so when we got together, we created the script pretty fast that first night about a manager who was like a good boss and a one that was a bad boss. And so then the good boss always would praise her team and she was committed to that. And the bad boss would, um, initially, he kind of praised his team and then didn't continue to commit to that. But then we just made it so that he was just the worst boss. He never gave any compliments to his team at all. And from continuously just being a bad boss, he ended up having to go to the good boss who was continuously good and ask her for advice. And so that's kind of like made him turn around. And so through the story, you can see we knew we wanted it to be in an office environment. We kind of just structured it like after we just recorded in the hallway, each voice, and after we did that is when really like kind of the art scenes came through, which the guys really took hold of that with Daniel creating every character, and then Aldo created the bad scene and Francisco created the good scene, and so then we just kind of put it all together from there. But it took a little while, I'd say. But once we already had the audio, it was easier to put together, and then the difficult part came again once we had to animate. So we animated I animated all of the mouth movements. They're still a little rough, but I think they're in a good spot. And then everybody participated in the audio. Aldo made it so that it looks like the earth is kind of going in a rotation. Daniel and Francisco really put it together with like the facial emotions and everything. Yeah, so I'd say everybody really had like a part, and like, but it was really nice of us to have 4 people because we could split it up nicely.
Yes, it's a big advantage having more people.
I really liked this project, and I liked learning about the 5 C's as well. When I actually suggested it to my own boss, I told her about that book for the 5 C's and all of that, and how we should show it to some of the other managers as well.
Oh, wow.
And it kind of just came up casually. Like I didn't think like I'm going to tell her about this because I learned about it, but it kind of came about where she wanted to get a little bit more training because she's a new manager, and I told her about this book, and I think she's actually like interested in reading it now. So it's been interesting.
So you will have a good boss and a good office environment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
So hopefully she suggests it to some other managers who can also take advantage of it and learn from it.
Awesome. So you made yourself a better workspace, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Rang so true, that commitment story. It really, that's what happens. And, when I go into a company and train people to be grateful leaders, they tell me afterwards, people want to know why their team is so motivated, why they're so energized. And it's because they feel appreciated. And that was exactly the point that you made very, very nicely.
I just want to thank Judy for bringing us the 5C concept. It's pretty awesome. So thank you, Judy.
Thank you so much. I think she will appreciate it a lot.
It was extremely hard. Yeah, because I had to do it with myself. There was an incident with my partner, had to drop the class. So I had to do this all myself. I still kind of thank him though, because he did do most of the sound effects and the audio, so that did help a lot though. I did the animation part. I did mostly the stuff that I learned from the class though. I kind of wish I could have done more like hand drawn though, but because of timing and I had like a lot of schoolwork, this is the best I could have done though for the animation part. And that's pretty much it of my experience. It kind of made me want to take animation class. So most likely I'm gonna take it in Long Beach. So hopefully I do take it the first semester. If not, maybe probably take it on spring though. But I do want to like get into more animation just to see how it is.
Hi, my name is Marian Hamad. I want just to say something before I show you the video to understand every second in the video. It's very short, but it's very emotional. We are two people, me and Danny. First, I want to thank her because she did a great job. So I just want to say, I told you, Judy, before that I am inspired by my own experience, my own story, because 2017 New Year's Eve, I have been like 5 years here in the United States. I couldn't see my mom, and in New Year's Eve, I had my flight, and when I were in my way to the airport, my mom passed away. So this communication, it means to me a lot. Maybe I every day I always communicate with her by phone, but I wish I can see her. So this video is very humble, very simple, very little, very short, but it means a lot. I want to thank you, Judy, for giving us a chance to
Thank you.
not just
for
to
being
learn
here.
from this class and from the great teacher, but to explain or to express my feeling, our feeling during the acknowledgement project. It's not just a project, but it's feeling, it's thoughts, it has to be happen in our life, to appreciate everyone around us, to acknowledge everyone around us, not just at work, at home, at college, everywhere. I want to thank the teacher too. She's really nice and kind. I want to thank you, Judy, again. And this is my last semester, but hopefully I can continue learning animation and coding. But the most interesting part in this class for me is that I can express my feeling during the animation. Thank you so much.
It was lovely. It was, thank you all the way. And I think that communicated as being one of the ways, the many, many ways to acknowledge somebody and appreciate somebody.
Really liked your story and we decided to go with it. This is a very tedious but great experience for me. I've been doing 3D animation for the past 2 to 3 years. So going back to 2D animation, it was really, really hard for me. But I'm really proud of the work we did. I really love how she animated her scenes, and I just wish we had been able to match our styles a little bit more so that it's more cohesive with the story, because it can be distracting. I get what you mean, Professor. But yeah, I really did enjoy doing this project. Yeah, that was actually my favorite part, just editing the video. I enjoyed that more than actually animating it. So I guess now I know where my skills go.
Awesome. And would you like to say anything to Judy about this project?
It's a really interesting concept, and I've been actually using it at my work. Whether I knew about the concept or not, I'm generally a very nice person. I'm generally very acknowledged. I really like saying thank you a lot, and I like saying I'm sorry a lot. Too much, actually. So it's something I haven't brought up to my coworkers at work, but usually it's a very friendly environment where I work at. My boss is he's pretty nice guy for a boss. And my other co-managers and stuff, we always do try to not stress our employees too much, because if they stress, the more they stress, the more mistakes are made. So we try to be more understanding of it whenever something happens. Well, at least I try.
Is something that must be practiced. When you see somebody light up, when you communicate something to them, it's probably an acknowledgement. If they just say thanks a lot, it's you recognize them. An acknowledgement is really of who they are as a human being. What qualities do they have? You know, in a corporation, it might be, I acknowledge you for your loyalty and your commitment and how you have taken on the goals of this department in such a way that you won't give up no matter what happens. And I really appreciate that and admire you for it. That's more who you are. You know, you're committed, you're loyal, you matter. Appreciation and acknowledgement are very similar. And you can express appreciation through acknowledgements. So again, acknowledgement is like opening your heart and saying, like, if I said to you that what you said, Marian, before about going to Egypt, wanting to desperately to see your mother, and so you could tell her all these wonderful things, you know, that touched my heart. And I know, and I acknowledge you for even sharing that with me. So, you know, my acknowledgement of you is for being a warm and caring person who is motivated to make a difference, I think, in, you know, with your children, your family, and in the world. So that's my acknowledgement. I'm not just making it up. It's really true. But that's my way of expressing my appreciation through that acknowledgement. Thanks is, you know, the thing we were all taught to say, to, you know, our parents taught us to say it when we were children. And, you know, that's, you know, thanks for the job. Thanks for working so hard. That it's related more to an action, as is recognition. Now, a lot of companies have recognition programs now. For example, my husband works for a major tax and accounting firm, and he was somebody recognized him, and it was such a big recognition that the person created that he got you know, a $200 gift certificate. You know, that's lovely, and his wife appreciates that and spent it very carefully. But an acknowledgement doesn't have a dollar sign. You know, it's not about a raise. It's not about an award. It's not about, you know, you were here 20 years, so we acknowledge you. It's not that at all. It's really what I was saying to Marian, you know, you have made a contribution as a human being to this corporation, and we are so honored to have you here. You make a difference. So that's the appreciation paradigm. So the 5 C's, and I think you all probably got this little poster. I have laminated posters that are not biodegradable. They will last longer than any of us. Can't be destroyed, but I think they're very valuable. And this is one of the key tools that leaders use. They post them in their inner doors of an office and their outer doors. That's why Anya thought it would be so useful for you to animate the 5 C's. And I have to say, I have never been through the animation process. This is my first time. And when I looked at the YouTube video that Anya sent me, right after that, what came up was animation at Disney. And they show you exactly how they used the storyboards and, you know, what you are doing. It was just so interesting. So I thank you, Anya, for, you know, really inviting me in to learn about this process as well as teach about this